So I'm very happy to be part of this meeting today. And as I was always telling my friends in GIBS, that it's a passion for me to talk about what I have in mind. So going to the next slide. Let me tell you some news from Nigeria. You know, in 2011, when I was working very much in Nigeria, there was a big report published which says that Nigeria is the top country in the world as the happiest country. And I was amazed. I said, how can this country, which has got so much of poverty, so many problems, how is this country being ranked as the happiest country? And so much so that a company called Coca-Cola took this in their campaign for the whole of the year 2011. And then what happened, right? They were happy with this. It's having a lot of problems. You may be reading in the news. It has got corruption, violence, poverty. Every problem is there in Nigeria. And then recently, in the month of March, the 2020 happiness report was published, right? And Nigeria was no more there, right? Nigeria fell down, and now we have Finland as the first ranking. So let me tell you the countries which are now there. If you can see on your screen, Finland is number 1 and Belgium is number 20. And if you can read it out, we have Finland, Denmark, Switzerland, Iceland, Norway, Netherlands, Sweden, New Zealand, Luxembourg, Austria, Canada, Australia, UK, Israel, Costa Rica, Ireland, Germany, US, the Czech Republic, and Belgium. Now, you would be wondering what happened, right? Why is it that a country which was number 1 just about a decade ago is nowhere in that top 20 list, and new countries which were nowhere there have emerged? Now, basically what happened is that many countries, it started in the US, that they started studying this subject called positivity, and they did a lot of research. And in fact, the story about positive psychology is just about 2 decades old. And when this report came out in 2011, a lot of countries started looking at it. In fact, the American universities, in fact, I remember some 20, 30 universities in the US are teaching the subject now as a curriculum. And awareness increased, people got to know. And in fact, it's a big topic, but I will try and see that how we can conclude and share the thoughts and learnings about happiness, etc., with you guys in the next 1.5 to 2 hours. So that was a little background in which you can understand that how we are progressing. Now, this is a slide about the very old story. I think all of you must have read this Aladdin and the magic lamp story. And you know, that story says that there's a magic lamp, and if you rub that man, a genie comes up and he says, ask for 3 wishes. I know we cannot have this interaction, but think about it. There was a lot of study done on this story, with a lot of people, and you'll be surprised. And I don't know if there was a live class, I would have asked people to write it down and share, but that's not possible. When this was done, you would be surprised that 93% of the people who participated in the study did not ask for happiness in one of the 3 wishes. You agree, disagree? May not be, I cannot see that. But this is what happened. And this was because we undervalue happiness, right? So only 6% ask for happiness. And this suggests that people forget all about happiness as they go about their daily lives. And this was in the study. And we think we think that being happy is one of them. We want to be happy, right? And we think that if you are more successful, you will become more happy. But research has shown that it is not correct. A very leading name in this area of research, called Sonia Liborowski, concludes that it's a myth to believe that happiness can be changed by changing life circumstances, how well educated you are, your net worth, etc. Ladies and gentlemen, life circumstances contribute to only 10% of happiness. Only 10%. And we continue to do that. In fact, it's not there, but I was reading a report or some news item only yesterday. You know, recently the CBSE and the ICSE +2 results are out, and people are talking of 100%, 99%, 98%, blah, blah, blah. And somebody gets 75%, there is a big grief in the family. And then I read this report of an IAS officer in India, right, who shared his mark sheet of class 12. I don't know whether you all have read that report. And it says he got just about 50% in one of the subjects, 24 upon 50 in chemistry or something like that. And he went on and gave himself a purpose, and he says that we will do something different. This is not going to limit my life. And I am pained to see at times that this becomes an issue at families. I hear of students committing suicide. I hear people going into depression just because he got some 70% marks. In my time, 70% used to be very good marks, but now I understand 70% is no good. But then what it is? It is something where we have to understand that it is not what you do today is going to give you happiness, and this is not going to give you the success. So the real answer is, real successful people continue to do, don't make those mistakes, but many people commit those happiness mistakes. And one such thing is what I just shared with you. As we become more successful, the chances of committing these mistakes increase. Can you believe it? We do not decrease the mistakes by becoming successful. If more successful, we reduce the importance of happiness in our lives. And we do not give it a priority, right? We do not give it a priority. So who is going to make you happy? Is somebody else going to make you happy? The answer is no. It is you who will make yourself happy. So there's no external element which is going to bring in happiness, and there is no magic wand which can be used to give you happiness. So it's not about life problems, and I will explain to you maybe later. It's not about life problems. We do not say that there will be no problems in life. It is how firm are you to triumph over the problems. It is that which is going to make you happy in life. Buddha says in Buddhism, we are responsible for our happiness and unhappiness. And happiness is our inner journey. Can you understand that? It's the inner journey, but we fail to latch on the small truth. If it is an inner journey, the entire thing which we are talking about is internal, not external. And it is all about empowering our mind that it can never be defeated by any trial or tribulation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if we have understood this part, I think we have done most of it, because this is the part of my presentation to tell you the crux of happiness. And after which, probably I'll share with you some 24, 25 points, which would be guidance towards getting that value in life and happiness in life. So let's not misconstrue this word happiness and trying to say that everything around us has to be very, very happy, right? What makes most of us happy, maybe, these are thinking, accumulating wealth, purchasing real estate, superficial relationship, where we hug and hold each other so tight that there is breathlessness and suffocation all around. So is this happiness? Is this buying a house is happiness? The truth is that no wealth is going to provide us happiness. People think, if I would have got that extra bonus, if I would have got that extra salary, the guy is earning maybe another 50,000 more than me, he's happier. The answer is no. Success is not the key to happiness. The happiness is the key to success. Just remember this, that it is just the other way around. It cannot be achieved running away from ourselves and bustle of falsehood, but that we fathom is happiness. So going further, then what is happiness? Real happiness is the inner quest, inner journey, attribute of personality and nature. Sometimes humans are naturally blessed to be happy, as I've shared the example of Nigeria. Here, God has made this kind of people here to be happy, and that's why without any education, without any training, without any knowledge sharing, they were naturally happy. And when the survey was done, everybody else was failing, but these fellows had the natural flair to be happy. One thing I must tell you, that here I've seen people live for one day compared to what we live in India. In India, we plan our whole life. When the child is born, we think of his education, his marriage, what and what not, and continue to be surrounded by all that, and that probably is the issue. Here, they get up in the morning, thank God for giving them one day, and then they enjoy the day, and then they sleep and think that may God wake them up next morning. That's their life. So that is happiness. So what have you have seen elevated souls like Christ, Buddha, Mahavir, Mother Teresa. All these people had a different level of happiness. May not be they were the richest people in the world. So we are coming down to the key thing, that we must create a purpose to live. A purpose to live. We are all here on this earth to fulfill some purpose in the journey of life. I know it's not easy. It is just the startup. I don't know if today's this session could make a small little change in each one of your lives. I think I'll be more than happy to have done something. Because this doesn't happen just like you can't just mix a spoon of sugar in a water and drink it, and probably it's not that magic idea, not that something. It has to grow with you. It has to grow with you, and each one of us should define. I'm reminded of another survey and research done in the UCLA in Los Angeles, where the students, when they were coming to the university, were asked the question, purpose to live. Why have you, or purpose to come here to LA to this university? You will be surprised that about 80% of them replied, giving the purpose to be the purpose of their parents. My father wanted me to come here. My mother wanted to come here. I don't know how many of you sitting here in this room are here because your parents wanted it. Guys, you will succeed if you are here because it was your purpose to be here. It was your purpose to be in this institution. It's a wonderful institution. But if you have come here only because somebody wanted you to come here, then perhaps, I don't know, I must say that perhaps you need to redefine it. Somebody says, I am becoming a doctor because my father wanted me to become a doctor. Actually, if somebody asks, what did you want to do? He said, I wanted to become a painter. So actually, if you see this guy, he had a purpose to live was to do painting. Somebody has a purpose to live is singing. And if they are put into a profession or put into a line which is not their purpose, then somewhere they will get disconnected, they will get disengaged, and they will become unhappy. They may become very, very rich. There's no problem. He can be a very successful surgeon. He can have a lot of wealth. But if you go into these lives of people, you won't find them happy, right? Okay. So the most important way to be happy is to pursue our passion. Now, I'm speaking to you. You may be thinking, do I have that? Yes, I have. And something happened to me which changed my life. I must share this little example if I'm permitted. 2016, I have been reasonably, by the grace of God, a successful person, but I don't know, when in 2016, suddenly I was hit by stroke. You'll be surprised. And it was that positivity inside me that made me a different person. And while I was recovering, it took me about 2 years to recover. And when I was on the hospital bed, many doctors did not even give me hope that I will walk. They did not give me hope that I'll be a normal person. But I was telling to myself, no, it cannot be. I cannot just be a piece of flesh lying on the bed. So that was the inner drive in me that I have to do something. My dream was that to learn something and then to educate. And wherever I get a chance to educate, I take that opportunity. Whether I'm paid, not paid is not the issue. It's the passion. And the happiness I get, the happiness I will get after having concluded this class with you for 2 hours will be much, much bigger, and I'll become much more richer than the amount of money lying in my bank accounts. So that is what it is. And if you can get there, I can tell you, you will start getting huge marks. You can do big success in lives because that inner core of you would get awakened. And that is what I'm trying to talk about. Okay. So engrossing and engaging ourselves in activities which will hand out happiness is what I say. It could be painting, writing, dancing, singing, maybe doing an MBA course, becoming a management expert, could be anything, could be even teaching, whatever. So whatever is your passion, you could be having a hobby that is passion. You'll find that that moment of time that you are in that flow of activities, you are your happiest self. And this has come out of a lot of research. And as I said, after putting the foundation of this concept, I'll take you, because the topic is not all that, because this is a very big topic. It's a very big topic. It's very difficult for me to take it in 1.5 hours to 2 hours time. So I will get into slowly to give you some tips. And I want to warn you that it is not that you should note on all the 25 and try to practice all the 25. And out of the 25, you'll find some 12 or 13 are already there with you. So take 5, 6, 2 to get onto it. Man, slowly, you will be able to see where you go, right? So 25 ways to enhance happiness. So number 1, let go of grudges, right? Now, what are grudges? We all know that, right? So it says that holding a grudge is like letting someone live rent-free in your head. It's very common. We do not forgive and forget so easily. I have seen many times, and right from school days, then college days, and in career, that if you have done a mistake, you do not accept that mistake so easily, or someone else has hurt you, you are not able to forget it. And what happens? You continue to have a grudge inside. If you do this, it will bring negativity inside you. And if you let go of the grudge, it frees you from the negativity, and it allows more space for positive emotions to fill in. And I talk more passionately about it because I am a living example of what positivity can do to a person. And I always tell this, very proudly say this, and my doctors also are surprised as to what happened to you. So I do 2 things. I run a small NGO of my own. I support it fully, 100%, where I give vocational training to very, very poor women in one part of India. And the training, etc., vocational training is free of cost. And by now, some 200 people have benefited out of that institution. It's a small thing I am doing, but I get happiness out of having done that, right? Today, even to give 50 rupees or 100 rupees, people are thinking, why should I do that? But I'm doing it for years together. And second thing, I said, I have done enough in life, right? I will start teaching. I will start educating people. I will learn and then transfer this knowledge to people, because they say that more and more you do knowledge transfer, you benefit people, and you are enriched. So these are the 2 things I started doing after I recovered, and I am continuing to do this. So ladies and gentlemen, I would urge each one of you to see if you can practice this of forgive and forget. If you do this, you will definitely increase your level of happiness. Second point, treat everyone with kindness. It's another behavior is not seen very commonly in life. I don't see many kind people these days. And it has been proved that kindness makes you happy. When you are kind to others, your brain produces these feel-good hormones, the neurotransmitters like serotonin, and you're able to build strong relationships with others, fostering positive feelings all around. I mentioned that I am doing this. I don't know the people who are coming to my NGO, get the training and go. The idea is I cannot give money to everybody to feed themselves, so educate them on a skill so that they can do that. I teach those ladies stitching, painting, etc., so that they can go after 4 or 5 months of training and then be on their own. Now, this is costing me some amount of money, but this is a kind behavior from my side, I think. And whenever I see some problem, I do that little kind behavior. And what I'm little bit of what I'm saying today is something which I practice myself. So you can think and maybe you can ask me questions. I am going to give you my contact addresses and we can be in touch. But this is something which is definitely going to help. So when we practice loving kindness and compassion, we are the first ones to profit. We are the first one. By giving that little kindness to somebody, you will benefit more than the other person. Remember this. Third one. We don't always say, oh my God, I have a big problem on my hand. I say, regard all your problems in life as challenges. So there is, when you move the word from problem to challenge, what happens? There's an inner dialogue, so that anytime you have a problem, you view it as a challenge or a new opportunity to change your life for the better. So if we can eliminate the word problem from your mind entirely, you're only going to encounter challenges in life. And if you're encountering challenges in life, right, you are going to train your mind to look for solutions. You will become solution oriented. Otherwise, your professors, your teachers, or your bosses in life later on will only find you as a problem guy. He only brings problems. Why not? You have met a problem. It's a challenge. Your mind will find some 2, 3, 4, 5 solutions. And if you go with that to your boss or your useva and say that I encountered a challenge and I think I have got 3 or 4 solutions how to overcome this, could you help me choose one of these? I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this approach in life is going to change the way you work, the way you progress in life, because you are all youngsters, and then you can see how this changes your life forever. So regard your problems as challenges. Next point, very interesting. Gratitude. When was the last time you wrote a gratitude note? Remember, try to think yourself. When was the last time we did this? We must express gratitude for what we have. God has given me so many things. God has given me life so far. Let's be thankful. Now, a lot of people have done good to us. How often do we say thank you? How often even have you written a note to your parents that, my dear father, my dear mother, thank you for making me a good child. Thank you for everything what you have done. If we get into this, what happens that we are better able to cope with stress. Stress is going to be around. Now, if we are thankful for what you have more positive emotions and you are better able to reach your goals. The best way to harness the positive power of gratitude is to keep a gratitude journal or list where you actively write down exactly what you're grateful for each day. Each day, you should end of the day write, what are you grateful for today? Doing so has been linked to happier moods, greater optimism, and even better physical health. Now, if you get into this little diary writing, so many things will happen in the day. Today, end of the day, start this journal, gratitude journal, and see how it changes your mood and how does it improve your physical health. And very good point to share with you guys. You are youngsters looking for a big future ahead. So I would say, go for the stars. Dream big. Dream big, as you'll be more likely to accomplish your goals. There is a book by David Squats, which is there on the screen, The Magic of Thinking Big. I read it. It's a good book. I don't want you to go through it now, but whenever you get a chance, it's a good book to read. The Magic of Thinking Big. So what happens is sometimes we say, okay, this is all what I can do. No. Rather than limiting yourself when you dream big, you're opening your mind to more optimistic, positive state where you have the power to achieve virtually anything you desire. Take my example again. I was on the hospital bed. Doctors are giving me no hope. I could have said, okay, at the end of the day, I'm not young. I'm 60. I'm 60 plus. That time I was 56. But people could have said, okay, there's enough, Mr. Sanjay. You have done enough in life. Relax. And God has given you enough money to use it. You will have 2 square meals a day. Very good. Fine. Somebody will take care of you. You can put a person to take care of you. Now the question is, if I would have done that, then probably I would not be talking to you today. So I dreamt big. I said, no, I've done something in management. That is this. Have I become a good teacher? Have I become a good speaker? Have I motivated some 1,000 people together to become a different person? No, I have not done. So What is this 40 years of experience? Nothing. So let's do a new journey. Let us do something that, if at all if possible, I'll become one of the biggest motivational speaker in this world. So you have to think about it and try to do it. Think about it, because today the time is short. I'll have to go a little faster so that we have some time at the end to try and take some of your questions. So, again, there's so many things happen in our life. I don't know what keeps bothering you, but there are small issues. Sometimes I've met a lot of people and I've seen that they get stuck with a small little problem, unless until there is a guru or somebody comes and says, why, this is something irrelevant. Why are you wasting your time? Sometimes you don't get an advisor like this and you continue to be with it for years together. The person who created the problem for you may have forgotten about it, but you continue to remember it for years together, only to realize some 20 years down the line that what the hell, you are wasting your time and energy on something so trivial. So again, the research has shown that happy people know how to let life's daily irritations roll off their back. It will come, but be mature enough to say that, okay, this is not something very big. Don't sweat the small stuff, is the message I'm giving in this slide, right? So in your day, see what is it which is really important, what is something which is very trivial. If you get stuck to the trivial ones, you will not get a chance to move ahead, and it will bring with it a lot of negativity in your mind, Another good one. You know what is we call gossip and talk? We get into this bad habit of speaking ill of others. Oh, this fellow is the bad. You may come to know about it, but then why can't we change our behavior to start speaking well of others, not of their faults? I have got a lot of faults, but I may have got something good. You can pick up my faults and continue to whole life say Sanjay has got this. Or take up the good ones you saw in me and talk to others. Okay, this is something great in that guy here. I try to do it. Speak well of others. It is quite tempting to do the other way around, guys, because this is happening. If you may get a laugh because this is happening, whether it's now it's gender neutral, whether it's a boy or a girl, this gossip thing is there. So in general, I have not found people talking good. I have always found that people are talking bad. If something bad is there, it becomes viral very quickly. It becomes news all over the world. So if you do this, what is happening? If you're talking negatively about others, you yourself are getting into negative emotions and your body is full of negativity. So if you do the other way around, what is going to happen? Your mind will start thinking positive and it will bring a big change and it will bring a lot of happiness, because positivity is happiness. So positive people are always happy people, right? I always say this, vaccinate yourself against excusitis. These days, people are talking of corona and vaccine, etc. There's another big disease that is always making excuses. So if you can go to the theory of no excuses and you say, I will not make an excuse, because it's very easy to blame others for your life failures. Oh, I became this because XYZ did not happen. But are we doing the right thing? So if you have to be happy, ladies and gentlemen, take responsibility for the mistakes and missteps. Then use your failure as an opportunity to change your life. So if you take responsibility and do not put the fault on somebody else, you are giving yourself an opportunity to change. As long as you continue to blame it on somebody else, I did not get this marks here because that fellow came and disturbed me for 2 hours and I had to sit with him, and that 2 hours, if I would have studied, I would have got marks. The answer is no. You don't get those marks just because of last minute studies, no. But we get into this bad habit of blaming others for your own failure or blaming others for your life's failure. Why can't you say, okay, this happened, but can I move on? Can I do something different? Can I have a passion? Can I think differently? Can I look for an answer to this problem rather than blaming, you will make a lot of change to your life. When I say live in the present, guys, we tend to live in the past. I don't know, if you remember what I'm saying today, you'll look at some live examples. People will say, okay, 10 years ago, I did XYZ. And I have met people, maybe late age, 60s, 70s. Once in their lifetime, they went for a study course in Germany. And for 30, 40, 50 years, they keep on saying, when I was in Germany, when I was in the USA, when I was in the London, this, that is past. Today, you are in XYZ place. So why can't we live in the present? So allow yourself to be immersed in whatever it is you are doing right now and take time to really be in the present moment. Avoid replaying past negative events in your head or worrying about the future. Just savor what's going on in your life now. Can we do that? Because good, bad, ugly, whatever has happened has happened. And we continue sometimes says, oh, I had a bad accident that did this, and 20 years in your life, you keep on thinking of that negativity. Rather, use the negative events and see that how I'm using an event, yes, but for telling the world how a negativity can be changed to positivity. How can, and it's, for me, it's a big thing because there was no hope that I will ever walk in this world. So that's something so big, such a big trauma, that I always try to use that example to tell others that, boss, it is not the end of the road, not end of the world. You can really bounce back if you have a lot of inner strength to do that. Another common mistake in life is that we start comparing. Why should you measure your own worth by you should not measure your own worth by comparing yourself to choose those around you. Even regarding yourself as better than your peers is detrimental to your happiness, as you are fostering judgmental feelings and an unhealthy sense of superiority. So the advice is measure your own success based on your progress alone, not that of others. Because when you do this, we say that, we keep on looking in the neighbor's house. It's not a good idea. When you get into a job in a corporate life, you start saying, oh, that guy is earning more. The boss gave him more bonus. The boss gave him more this. He got a flight. He got a trip to the US. I did not get it. So when you do this, it's only bringing negativity in you. You're not even ready to accept what you have. So the advice is, don't compare yourself to others. And if you have a choice, I think you will always have, surround yourself with beautiful, positive people who love you and believe in you. Because there would be the other way around, and if you get into that company, then again negativity will set in. So the saying is, misery loves company, right? So if you be in that area, you will become miserable. That's why you need to choose friends who are optimistic, happy themselves, as you will be surrounded with positive energy. It's very, very important to know this, that just by changing the environment of positivity or negativity brings a lot of impact. So if we have understood that positivity is the route to success, positivity and happiness is the way you will become successful in life. So be surrounded by positive people and people with positive energy. Again, something to build your own confidence. You are powerful. You are great. You are in a big institution like GIBS. You are something which is so different. So you don't. Sometimes we feel we do something and then always rush and say, "Oh, has this become all right?" Because you lose your self-confidence. So you say you don't need others' approval. It's important to follow your own dreams and desires without letting naysayers stand in your way. It's fine to seek others' opinion, but happy people stay true to their own hearts and don't get bogged down with the need for outside approval. Because if you do that, you may have had a great thought, which can be dumped down by 10 people saying, "Oh, silly idea. Look at the large companies which have emerged just because he thought on that particular day that this is the way we should go. Look at companies like HCL, look at companies like Infosys. I know I was there in Bangalore very much when Infosys started in a small garage near my house. And did we know that, did I know that it will become such a big company to reckon with, to which has given lots of happy moments for lots of people, employment, etc. So if he would have gone to ask someone, should I do this? Or Sudha would have not left the Tatas to join his husband because she felt that what the husband is doing is good. They joined together and put up this huge company. So it was that idea. He did not go to somebody else to seek approval. He said, no, it is something which I like to do. Okay. So if many times you would find that others' approval seeking, etc. behavior not only brings unhappiness, it dampens your positivity. So become powerful. You may have a good idea. If you are very much convinced internally, go with it. I hope all of you are listening. Many times in your personal life, when you are actually behaving individually, we are sometimes found not to be good listeners. We don't listen. So the advice is that you take time to listen, right? Listening does what? It helps you soak in the wisdom of others. So now, if you listen and you keep your ears open, somebody is giving you a good idea. You are not rushing to react. You are not rushing to kill that thing. You then give yourself a chance to learn from someone who is perhaps wiser than you, perhaps has got more experience than you, and then you, in your own mind, are able to understand it better. Ask yourself, like whenever we have this discussion, uh, sometimes I have found people in a big rush to reply. Sometimes when watching television in this debate, etc., especially, I don't know, unfortunately here I have to watch forcefully a lot of NDTV. So this guy is saying something, the other fellow doesn't even listen and he wants to keep on responding. Sometimes it becomes a noise. There's nothing which is coming to you. And what is happening in this process, when you do this, you are also getting into an unnecessary debate. In the process, you are losing a lot. So it's important for us to understand that we need to develop listening skills. When you become big managers, big position holders in corporates, you'll find that listening skills will improve it's part of communication. I'm sure you all have learned about it, that listening is part of communication. Communication is not all what you speak, is also what you listen. Today I'm losing that part because I cannot hear you out because this is a virtual talk, virtual meeting. But yes, it is very nice for me to interact and listen to others, because a lot which I speak, a lot which I do, a lot which I have is thanks to a lot many people who have given me their wisdom, and I have allowed myself that little time to listen to what the other person is saying. So intense listening can help you feel content while helping you gain different perspectives. You understand? When you are reacting to a statement, it is giving your thought against that thought. And you have not even understood what the other point was, because you have not tried to soak into the wisdom of the other party. Not true today, right? We are saying social distancing, physical distancing, but still, virtually you can be in relationship. Facebook has taught that, Twitter, WhatsApp, all that has shown that without personally meeting also we can be in relationships. So social relationships has been part of human life. We are said to be social animals, and positive social relationships are key to happiness. So be sure you make time to visit with friends, family, significant other. Now with the COVID-19 around us, all this is stopped, and to a large extent, though this is happening once in 100 years, I wish and pray such a situation does not happen when we have to be cut off from people. I'm stuck here. I'm not able to go to India. I'm not able to go to US. I have definitely a plan. It's a temporary phase in life which we are into, that we are not able to move around, and we have to see each other through the internet. I'm sure all of you are not sitting in one big room today. We are all at different places, and we are physically distanced, but we are connected. So if you are connected with friends, family, this increases happiness. So this is the time, pick up the phone, talk to that friend who you could not get time to speak to. And remember, maybe we would be the ancestors who probably will be remembered by the generations to come, that in the year 2020, that would be, say, 100 years from now, they'll say these were the people who overcame the challenge of COVID, and still they were connected. So many good things. So many people have been able to reflect internally. So many good things can happen. Though it is bad, it is negative when we see so many people dying, etc. Why can't we look at the positive angle and nurture social relationships? Very, very important for us to be happy. This is a little complex subject. Live minimally. You know, clutter has a way of sucking the energy right out of you and replacing it with feeling of chaos. And clutter is often unrecognized source of stress that prompts feelings of anxiety, frustration, distraction, and even guilt. So if you are at home or your office, clutter makeover, purging it of the excess papers, files, knickknacks, and other stuff that are not taking up space in your physical environment, but also in your mind. You know, if you go to a home which is very neatly done up, does it not give you a positivity? Think about it. Vis-a-vis, suddenly you land up a place that's so untidy, so unkept, a lot of things probably you would have seen 15, 20 years old, could have been given up, but people are just keeping it, I don't know for what. And the whole house looks like a congested museum. So because I had a something which I purchased for a music system 20 years ago, and it is no more working, but still I'm not able to give it. So if you can remove the clutter anytime in your office, at home, in your place where your books, keep it nicely. If there's something which is not needed and you can remove it, that whole energy around, you know, the place will start giving you positivity. The place will start giving you positive energy. Try it out. We say, no, honesty is the best policy. And remember, we may not be honest always. We may be lying here and there. So what does it do? Every time you lie, your stress levels are likely to increase and your self-esteem will crumble internally, right? And if others find out that you are a liar, it will damage what? It will damage your personal and professional relationships. So if you are truthful, and it is not easy, but it is possible to be a truthful person. Whatever happens, I'll tell the truth. So telling the truth, on the other hand, boosts your mental health and allows others to build trust in you. People will say, if this guy is saying, you can depend on it. He never tells a lie. Why can't we become one of those examples? And can we say that all of us listening to me today will say, I will be an honest person. I will now never say something which is a lie. You don't have to remember then what you said last time. You know, it's so easy. If you start getting into the habit of telling a lie, why the stress goes up? Because you have to now remember what you said last time. You understand? So a lie will become one more lie, one bigger lie, and ultimately it will so much of stress that whatever positive things you are doing, it will all take it away. So if you have to be happy, try to get into this policy of honesty and be honest. Now, establish personal control. Ladies and gentlemen, you may be thinking, you know, yes, we are shifting the slides a little fast. A lot of big subjects are being discussed. So I thought let me little pause in between and think. These are not something which is new to you anyway. If you have come so far in life, each part which I have spoken today must have been experienced this way or that. And when we come to personal control, we understand that many a times you may be asking whether I'm being dictated by my own self or I'm being dictated by somebody else. Now, the message is avoid letting other people dictate the way you live. You should do this way. There are already people um, who start getting into the lives of other persons so much that to somebody it can become an irritant, but sometimes if you accept it, you have allowed this person to get into your thing, and now you are being driven by somebody else. You are moving, but the driver is someone else. If that happens, then it's a problem. So if you establish personal control in your life, it allows you to fulfill your own goals and dreams, as well as great sense of personal self-worth. Now, the thing is that if you allow others to dictate, then even if you achieve something, that guy will come and say, see, you became so and so because of me. And then you'll think, oh, was it because of him or because of my work? Because of my dedication? You get confused in life, and then you don't get that happiness which you would have got by being your own master. Actually, you are the guy who will do something. It is you who will succeed, not the other guy. So if you are allowing to lead your life with your own way, then you fulfill your goals and dreams and get a personal self-worth. It's very important. Throughout my life and even today, I put this prayer in my place of work. And that reads, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a very old concept, just brought here in relevance to put to this topic of happiness enhancers. So accept what cannot be changed. For example, today, COVID, it has disrupted everybody's life. Now, one way is to accept it. The other way is to keep on cursing this COVID, cursing China, cursing this, cursing that, and make your thing go the other way. So remember, everything in your life is not going to be perfect. And that's perfectly all right. That's normal. So happy people learn to accept injustice, setbacks that they cannot change, and instead put the energy on changing what they can control for the better. So today, if suppose me, I definitely had a ticket to go to Los Angeles in the month of June, and today I'm sitting in the middle of July, somewhere in the middle of nowhere. And if every day, if I was to think that why on earth this is happening, because by not going there, a lot of things are definitely affecting. But then it's not something which was designed by me. So why can't be happy? Why can't I be doing something more useful? So I think if I was in LA, I would have been doing it a different hour, and still I'll be doing this. But even sitting here, I'm doing that. So I think our lives, this is one example, but in general, when you are moving in your life, you'll find that there are a lot of hurdles which will come. It won't be perfect. It won't be the way you thought it to be. And you have to then ask yourself a question, is this event something which I could change? If the answer is you could change, then have the courage to change it. But if it is something which you cannot change, then you have to be having that, give yourself that serenity, be serene, be calm, and say, I have to accept it because this cannot be changed. Then only you will get the power, then you will get the energy to move to the next level. And a bit of general things to make you happy. It has been found. See, we say our forefathers were very happy, right? But what were they doing? The corporate world was not so busy. The roads were not so busy. People used to walk. People used to eat good food. Uh, there were a lot of other things. They were getting there was some kind of a oil bath, massage, so many things. So in our body, we have got some factors. We'll talk in the next slide. But let us see that this omega-3 fats, today it has become the fashion. There are a lot of products on the shelf. You'll get omega-3 fats and capsules, which basically give you the same thing. It comes from general source of food. And why is it being talked about now is research has now shown that those people who are suffering from depression have had lower levels of omega-3 in their blood compared to the non-depressed. So if then this become a fashion thing, like a vitamin pill, you are taking omega-3 fat, fish oils, etc. Now fish oil has got a lot of omega. Basically it is now in a form of a capsule, but why we are saying is that it should be part of your diet is because it has been found if you are deficient, you are fighting a big challenge. So do not become deficient in omega-3 fats. Now is the world of air conditioning and closed offices, a lot of time spent in offices, closed homes, air conditioned cars, and less of walk, less of exposure to sun. What's happening? Our vitamin D levels are going down. You won't believe, I spent 10 years in West Africa, and here because of security reasons, etc., I was not going out at all. From my door, I will get into a car, my driver will take me to the office, again closed. I suddenly went deficient in vitamin D because I was not getting sun exposure. You would see a lot of these people from European countries come to India in Goa, etc., and take a big holiday and take the sun because sun is not available there. In India, you are lucky. We have got good sunlight. We have got a lot of sun. All you need to do is expose yourself to that sun, get vitamin D. And vitamin D, and I'm saying don't expose yourself, don't get a sunstroke, guys, but expose yourself to sun, maybe the morning sun, the evening sun. It enhances the mood because it helps the release of endorphins, which are natural substances in our body, which makes us happy. So these are natural ways also, because we are talking of behaviors, we are talking of nature, and we are trying to say that there is a way, natural way to be happy. And I think the next slide would be the emotional freedom technique. It's a little complex subject, but let me take you through. Some of the points you see on the slide on the right hand side are these pressure points, these are do-it-yourself psychological acupressure. Acupressure is a method in which most of the diseases can be removed. So in difficult life circumstances and negative emotions, they are making happiness hard to come by. EFT helps. So if you have a specialist, he will say that press these points. So when you do this, you clear your body and mind of negative emotions, so you can implement positive goals and habits more easily. So you have got under the arm, collarbone points, the under the eye, this area, you press it here, the top of the head. I'm not going to take you through an acupressure class, but just to let you know that God has given us this body, and within this body, we have also got the methods to naturally help us in case other things have not helped to get out of it. So not to say that you should be discouraged, but basically you have to get encouraged that if not myself, I can go to a specialist who can do this EFT, but this is do it yourself. So you should not even look for somebody else, do it yourself. Sometimes you press your head here, it gives you a relief. So do something like this rather than doing something silly. So how are we doing on time? I think it's okay. We have got a lot of time today. Sleep. I'm meeting a lot of people, youngsters these days, who don't sleep on time. There's an old saying, early to bed and early to rise makes a person healthy, wealthy, and wise. So proper sleep. Happy people, again, research has shown, tend to be healthy and the unhealthy people are not happy. So in addition to healthy food and exercise, the following things is, first thing is the proper sleep. Sleep deprivation is linked to psychiatric disorders such as anxiety, bipolar depression, and this is happening because of this so-called call centers and the companies which are catering to the American world. So it's just the 12-hour difference. So when it is morning in America, it is night in India, and large number of youngsters are working in this fashion. And because it is sometimes not possible to sleep in the day, they are not getting enough sleep, and they are having issues. There are a lot of medical issues coming because of this. And I'm trying to say this, sometimes it's not forced upon you. You yourself, because of late nights, partying, trying to sleep at 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. and think that you are doing a great thing. No, you are trying to put pressure on yourself. One day it will start showing out. So if you get the right amount of sleep, it has been linked to positive personality characteristics such as optimism, greater self-esteem, as well as greater ability to solve difficult problems. Do that. Sometimes it has been shown even in competitive exams, etc. The guys who did very well were the guys who did not do the last minute studies in the night. They had a good sleep, went with a good breakfast, went to the examination hall and did brilliantly. Vis-a-vis somebody who was already good, but he thought probably by doing that last minute studies he will do better, failed. So proper sleep, ladies and gentlemen, is very essential for us to be happy and successful in life. Meditate. I don't know, I can't see hands, but how many of us look at meditation? Yoga is the world is going, we have got a yoga day, International Yoga Day. Our Prime Minister started this, and meditation is really becoming the new fashion, but still not very popular. Meditation again is something which gives you inner peace. It helps you keep your mind focused, it calms your nerves and supports inner peace. So again, research has shown it can even lead to physical changes in your brain that make you happier. So can't we spend a little time in our day? We have 24 hours, some time for sleeping, say 8 hours. Still we have got a lot of time, some time for studies, etc. 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever time comes your way, do this, some little pranayama. We can go to the net, you will have lots of exercises on yoga, a lot of meditation tools. Learn something and give yourself 15, 20, 30 minutes, whatever you can, depending on your schedule, but do meditate. That will give you the peace. It's catching up. We have got, I see a lot of gyms opening, people going for morning walks, but still not many. Still a lot of people want to get that extra 1 hour of sleep and sacrifice the exercise. Now, exercise is activity. Exercise boosts the levels of the health promoting brain chemicals. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter in our brain. The dopamine, the norepinephrine, all these help buffer some of the effects of stress. So when stress comes, and if you have got adequate levels of these neurotransmitters, it will relieve some of the symptoms of depression. So physical activity, these days we are even saying to fight COVID-19, do exercise if possible. Don't be just sitting and eating and thinking of COVID as if something greater. Do your exercise. I do about 1.5 hours of walk every day. I do about 45 minutes of yoga every day. That's my little life. I'm just sharing with you. And yet I'm quite busy. I'm up for this class at, I got up at 5 and I'm doing this 7 my time, which is still about 8:15 in the morning here. And after I finish this, I will do at least half an hour now because it's late, but evening I will do another 1 hour. So I will not, I may change the timings depending upon my activity, but I will not stop doing this exercise. So you have to start viewing exercise as a medical tool to lose weight, prevent disease, live longer, all the benefits that occur in the future. So becoming, a lot of us do this, we will go to a diet consultant, etc., to lose weight. But if you can just do activity, nature takes care of it. And that's what I was saying, that the people of the earlier days lived longer, were happier, because by virtue of not having these tools of bikes and cars and whatever, you had to walk. So it was not necessary to get into this, but naturally they were doing. They were agriculturists. So you have to do some work at the farm. So look at exercise as a daily tool to immediately enhance your frame of mind, reduce stress, and feel happier. Creativity. We all are creative, guys, but sometimes we do not know that creativity and happiness are linked together. Again, there was an article which cited that in New Zealand there was a study which says that engaging in creative activities contributes to an upward spiral of positive emotions, psychological well-being, and feelings of flourishing in life. So that little thing, that if you are a painter, you can do whatever, be a little creative, some sketch, something, some writing, whatever. You do that, bring it in your daily life, you'll find that your psychological well-being will go up. Many things which have happened around us, and we are listening to it and saying that, oh, it's becoming a depressing world. It is all because the normal things which we all were doing, we have stopped doing. And if we can just get back doing that now, we can make ourselves much more happier. Nutrition, we talked about the omegas in the earlier slides. Eat well, live well is the key word here. So what you eat directly impacts your mood and energy levels in both the short term and long term. So we are now forced to probably get these pizzas and junk food, etc. And the East, that Domino's will come and deliver at your house, etc. We are not eating good food. We are not no more getting good organic food. So if you can get to eating right, our body and brain will become, we will get into focus into happy state. Whereas all this wrong eating will make us sluggish and prone to chronic disease. And that will happen, it will go into a spiral again and bring down the energy levels, bring down the moods, bring down the positivity. So eating is very, very important. Good, nutritious diet, very important. If it's a balanced diet, wonderful. So what did we talk about? Let us go through it. It's about 15 minutes now for me to close this session. So we talked about our passion, pursue our passion. Talked about letting go of grudges. We said be kind, right? We said take problems as challenges. We said express gratitude. We have a gratitude diary. We talked about dreaming big. We said let not the small stuff affect you so much. Let it go off your back. We said speak well of others. We said vaccinate ourselves against excusitis, that is no excuses. We said be creative. We said stop comparing yourself to others. We said get good source of omega-3 fats. We said sun is a good source of vitamin D. We said spend more time with positive people. We said you don't always need to seek approval. We requested that you start living in the present. We said be a good listener. We said nurture social relationships. And we said meditate, eat nutritious diet, exercise daily, be honest, have personal control, accept what cannot be changed, and sleep well. So was it not a summary of what we said? Yes, it is. And if you see there, I've put a word called space. We would normally say, give me my space, give me my personal space, etc. And if I can leave with that little summary, out of so many things we said, and if I have to leave you with a thought, what is the most important? I would say, remember this word space. What is the space? Space, sleep well. S. The P stands for the peace or your meditation. You're being present. The feeling that you're present. In yoga, they say, hold your breath and feel how you are holding your breath. Those kind of things controlling breathing itself is very big part of yoga. And when you are controlling breathing, you are feeling that you are present. You're getting peace of mind. That is the P. The A is your activity, the exercise. Very, very important. The C is the creativity. And E is the eating well. So in summary, out of all those 25 things I have talked about, I would leave with these 5, which are very much doable. Try and do everything. I think nothing in this 25 is something which is rocket science. It's all something which we all are practicing. Only thing is small changes to change the way we work, to change the way we live, to change the way we react with others and interact with others is going to make your life different from now onwards. If you can bring parts of it into your life and start this practice, it won't happen tomorrow. But if you embark on this journey of happiness, I'm very sure, if at all we can meet one-on-one sometime, you will share, or you can send it to my email, some feedback. I'll be more than happy that, yes, how it has changed your life. It will be very, very encouraging. So in summary, happiness is resonating and is resonating, and it spreads like whirlwind. If you are happy, people will say, I met a guy who was so happy. And with our joviality, we can touch whoever comes our way. So when you are happy, you're going to make this a new infection. So begin the day with a sunny smile, sharing it wherever we go. We need to look and be so pleasant always that whatsoever meets us becomes pleasant. So when it comes and hits me, it goes and makes it pleasant. Unpleasant thing comes, it becomes pleasant. So celebrate this event called life. Happiness has nothing to do with what you have or you don't have. Happiness is related to what you are. Who said this? Osho. Happiness is related to what you are. It is not what you have. It is not what is your bank balance. So this is a time that probably you can put questions, and I will request to someone to ask.
I am
Yes.
there, sir. I would request all the participants to please put your questions in the Q&A box so that sir can start addressing one by one. So I have already few with me. I'll just read it for you so that you can address the same. Hello, sir. I do have a question that somehow connects to my life. There are certain things in anyone's life, especially with youth, that doesn't allow them to think of the upcoming future and just live in the past and basically think of the blunders they made in the past. So how can we come out of our past and focus on the future? Meanwhile, I request all the participants, if you have any questions, please put it in the Q&A box. Sir, it's over to you now.
Yes.
Just a question.
Yes, I can see that question. It's a very good question. And I think in my presentation itself, I had written, because this came up fairly early in the thing, that someone is continuing to live in the past because there is some mistake he has done. I did speak about a really recent example. Only yesterday I read this about a person who has cracked civil services when he failed in +2. So now he would never have been able to do it. So if you are the one who is continuing to think about the blunders you have done in the past, and it is affecting you even today, I think it is time after this session to change your life. Stop thinking about it. That's past. It's gone. It has nothing to do with your present and your future. Therefore, I would say that look at holistically all the 20-25 things we have spoken about. Start sleeping properly. Change your behavior. It won't happen overnight. But you have to remember that as long as you continue to think of the past, your future is not going to be as good as it could be. And there's a lot of life ahead. If whatever may have happened, I'm not getting into the details, whatever may have happened, I shared my own experience. Nothing can be as bad as that. You know, stroke is one of the biggest things which can happen to a person. It kills you. It almost finishes off a person. You become a vegetable on the bed. Even that has not deterred me. That has given me more energy now. People say that, Sanjay, you have become much more energetic than you were earlier. And that happened because I thought about it. So whenever something bad happens, think that there is much bigger thing. It should be used as a springboard for you to go ahead in life. I will give you another example. Look, if you go in the nature, you'll find sometimes a tree which has twisted around something and is still going up. Now, what would have happened? Maybe it was a nice growing tree. A boulder comes from the top and hits this tree. It doesn't kill it. It has only made the tree curved. And then the boulder is there, and this tree finds its way around the boulder and goes up. So if you have that purpose in life, and it's very, very important, which I started the session with, purpose in life. If you have that purpose in life, these kind of blunders, these kind of failures, these kind of issues would go in the past, and you think, how can I give myself more energy that the future is not affected? And that's the message for you.
Can we take questions?
Yes. I think how to be self-motivated is another question.
Yeah, that's asked. The second. We have a series of questions. So
yes, I can I can try and do that. How much time do I have? I have another 10 minutes, I think.
Yes.
So self-motivated is something which is going to be practiced. It is something which I cannot just teach you today. You have to be a self-starter. You should be a person who will control your own life. Be a self-controller. Say that I have to get something in life and I will do it. I don't need anybody's help. The moment you say this, you will be a different person. As long as you are going to be dependent on someone, oh, if this guy will come, then only I will get marks. If this guy comes and sees me studying, then only I'll get marks. If my father will speak to me this way, then only I'll get marks. Then there's a problem. Then your motivation is dependent on somebody else's. As I said in the presentation, that you should be your own controller. You should not allow somebody else to control you. And that is the guide to become self-motivated. Now, you say that to be truthful, but people do hate a person who tells the truth. In that case, what do? Okay, I think more and more people need to listen to me. I would say that, because yes, you are right. Whosoever said this, Komala, that people don't like you if you tell the truth. Yes, if it is something you're telling the truth, what about someone, right? Your behavior is not good. That's the truth, whatever. Now, there is a little bit of a guidance there. What I'm saying when I'm saying be truthful is truthful about yourself. Being truthful to say that somebody is good, bad, ugly, you are a very shabby looking person is also a truth. But diplomatically, we may not say this because this does not affect your life. What will affect your life when you start telling false thing about yourself? You are not that, and you go and make a story about yourself. That is the lie which I'm trying to pull you away from. But truthfulness to that level that you start hurting somebody by your comment is something which I would not recommend. So you have to be diplomatic where this truthfulness has to be. This truthfulness has to be to yourself, right, to your inner self. And that's what I would say. Now, next question is, can you please tell about space? Okay, space is what maybe you are not paying attention. It is all there in the slide. It is a small word I made to make you remember the 5 principles. S is for sleep, sleep well. P is for being present, being in peace, that is meditate. A is for activity, that is exercise. C is for creativity, your own creativity. And E is to eat well, nutrition. I think I have done this.
Sir, Lakshmi here. Sir, can you stop sharing the screen so that you are visible?
Okay.
Yeah, thanks, sir.
Okay. Is it okay now?
Yeah, this is fine, sir. Absolutely.
Okay. So I said space again. Space is, S is for sleep, P is for peace, A is for activity, C is for creativity, and E is for eating well. So this was out of the 25 things. These were the 5 things which I said and summarized at the end. And this is what I was saying. People say, if you can remember space, at least I don't expect you to remember all 25, but I said, okay, out of the 25, let me funnel down to those 5, which is very important at this stage in your life. All others are also important if you can remember and if you have made notes, good, but this is the space. Then how to deal with self-doubt. Self-doubt is only because you do not know who you are. So tell yourself you are the best person in the world. You are the one who will do it. And do not compare yourself with anybody else. Then only you will get out of this problem of self-doubt. Another question is, do you think expectations kills happiness? No. Expectations, not expectations. What I would say, you should have a dream. Expectations, I don't know what you mean by expectation, but if I can understand, probably you are saying, I'm expecting to get 100 upon 100. Is that going to kill happiness? That is something which you have to ask yourself, whether you have done enough work to get that level of success. If you have not done, then you have to say, okay, I have not done it. So you have to be happy about whatever you have done. You have to be content with yourself. You have to be, rather than trying to say that, I think the examiner did not give me marks, I had done well. Now this is where you're not being honest. If you're honest to yourself, then you will get what you expect, and then it will not kill happiness. Now another question is, good morning, why people feel happy if others are unhappy? Why people feel happy if others are unhappy, especially working professionals? This is again a behavior. People are feeling happy because that fellow has not. I'm happy because that fellow has failed in life. I'm happy. Now this is a behavior. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am not here to change the whole world. I am addressing to these, so I don't know, 400, 500 people who are listening to me today. There is this behavior problem, and it is not only that outside, it is also within this, whoever is listening to me. You have to slowly be a change agent, and you have to slowly change the behavior. This should not be true. This should not happen. But yes, it is happening around us. We have to start putting a cover around us to say that let this not affect me. If he is feeling happy because of my, first of all, why am I unhappy? You should not be unhappy. And if you are unhappy and somebody else is feeling happy, so be it. You distance yourself from that thing and focus on your inner core. This is another one.
I think, sir, we have more questions on students' life. How can a student be focused? So I see 3 questions on the same. If you can address, and then we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Student to be focused, right? So
Sir.
Student will become focused, in my opinion, when you give yourself a purpose. What is the purpose? Why are you here? Ask yourself that question. Are you here to learn something? Then you'll become focused. So as I said, if you are here because your mother wanted you to be here, then you can never be focused. So try, and now that you are here, you are present, tell yourself that this is happening because of me. Now unfortunately, if you really wanted to do something totally different in life, suppose you wanted to fly a plane and somebody has put you into GIBS to do business, then I think you have to really go and ask yourself a question, because that will be very difficult for you to focus on studies, because your mind always will go in the skies. But if majority of you guys can align yourself to this purpose in life, that will get you to focus, will get you to studies the way you should. Don't allow your mind to wander outside the room, wander outside the college to do something which could be just a dream there, but this is something which is also going to help you in life. So tell that at least for the next 2 years, this is my purpose. And if this is your purpose, you will become focused. I don't know whether I've answered, Lakshmi.
I think yes, sir. So we will get into the next one. I have a question by Nishchita. Sir, how to deal with the depression as it is suffered from most of them due to COVID-19?
Yes, one of the things which is the depression is coming because we are listening to the television a lot. So my first advice is stop watching the television, because that is giving a very wrong perspective. If it is towards COVID, let me tell you, look at 130, what is the population of India? 130 crores, right? So if 130 crores and we have got some 10 lakhs of people affected, and that affected doesn't mean he is sick. It is only saying that the virus was found in X number of people. Today, the carrier rate in ourselves is about 10 to 20%. So without even going to the television, 13 to 14 crores of people today are having the virus. What is the big deal? It's there. It's something like something in the air. There are thousands of such things in the air. This has become a news today. So let this news not depress. It should also, and we are the lowest in the world in terms of getting affected. So it's a happy thing to happen. It's the way you look at it. Then the other thing which is happening is because you have disconnected yourself, and probably you are one of those types who used to party and meet people, dance, celebrate, whatever is not happening. So maybe that's affecting, but then this is something which we cannot change. Can we? The answer is no. So this is that part of life which is not in our hands. So the moment you start behaving and training your mind to accept things which you cannot change, you will be able to come out of this and come out of the depression or whatever. You'll become a happier person. There are ways to look at it. Okay.
Great, sir. We have another question. Sir, we have come to the end. It's already 1 o'clock. So do you have a couple of more minutes with you so that we can continue?
Yes, I can take the question.
Yeah. How can we seek new ideas, being creative? How it would be possible? How, I mean, in the sense she's asking, like, being creative, will it help you to seek new ideas? How can we do that?
Yes, see, it is the question which is related to how you train your mind. Uh, how is it possible to become creative? Every person, this is Sneha, right? Sneha, all of us, God has made us a creative person. We all are creative, and this creativity starts from childhood. I don't know whether you have gone to a Montessori school, where the concept is to allow the child to do what he wants and pick up the tools the way his mind is working. So God made us creative. It is because of some circumstances or the way we were funneled, we became less and less creative. So I'm saying, get back to your childhood days and let that creative juices flow in your mind. Be a marketeer always. The marketeers always sit in a room and think of creative ideas to bring out those advertisements, etc., to go to the public. Doing that is going to get you the positive neurotransmitters in your brain, and that is going to lead to a happy life.
Okay, we have from Rani. It was a she is appreciating the presentation. Her question: how to let go of grudges if it happens again and again with the same person? I find it as a great challenge. That's her question.
This is Rani. Rani, it is a change which you have to do in your mind. Just think of that thing which I said in the slide, that do not allow something to stay in your brain free of cost. You are allowing a thought to be rented, or taking a rental space in your brain and not paying you. So throw it out. That's the way to get out of grudges, because it is in the way we have lived our life so far, the way our society has been around us. These are the negatives I'm talking. Why I'm talking is something not very unreal. This is a real life I'm talking, and this real life we have to change. So we have to think, or why is it something like this? If somebody comes and stays in your room next to you and he doesn't pay you anything, you will just throw that person out, isn't it? Similarly, this thought has to be thrown out, because he's coming and occupying a place without paying you anything, without doing any good to you. So that's the way you will train your mind to throw the grudges, and then one day, and it won't happen tomorrow, but one day you'll become a person that you will not have grudges. You'll get into a person who will forgive and forget.
All right, sir. Another question we have: why people don't like others who are happy? Actually, in case I am in trouble, I don't like someone who is happy. Why is that?
Okay, when you are in trouble, you are not able to. No, first of all, you yourself tell you are not in trouble. You are in a present stage, which is a very good state of mind. It is our state of mind which starts defining us. I'm in trouble. You may be in a challenging situation. You are still not in trouble. So you have to start picking up the words which I've used today, that your problem is a challenge. That challenge is going to give you a stepping stone towards success. So you're not in trouble. You are at an advantage against that fellow did not have that challenge. You are having the challenge. You will succeed because of the challenge. It's the way you tell yourself. I think this is Professor Gore, is it? No.
Professor yes.
So Professor Gore is saying that why, it's the question of your mind, Prof, that you are going to see that only as a happy person, and you're not looking at yourself. You are at an advantage. You're losing your advantage by allowing yourself to think that way. So thinking is to be changed to see that you got a problem. That means you got a challenge, and you got a challenge. That means you got that stepping stone to leapfrog into a successful mode the other guy did not get. You all got it. So it's the way you think about it, and you will be happier, and you'll be able to really do something good about it.
Okay, great, sir. We have a question by Dr. Sunil. How objective, real, subjective is happiness? What extent can we influence our general happiness by the things we do?
Very good question. How objective, real, subjective is happiness? See, happiness is the state of mind. Happiness is the inner self. So it is not something which can be seen by others easily. It is what you will feel internally. And when you are internally happy, as I said, once you are a happy soul, a happy person, anything coming in contact with you, you are going to make the other person. That's how you will start influencing the surroundings. So today, unfortunately, there's a lot of depression, there's a lot of sadness around us. A large quantity of people are, large number of people are sad, large people are not having the right thoughts, and therefore we are, if at all we are little happy, we are the minority. I am only saying, appealing to the people that with more and more such thoughts, we become a majority and the sadness becomes a minority. So it will take a lot of time, but yes, it's possible to do that. So we can influence the others by the strength of the inner core. I think this is Sutapa.
We have, Sutapa. Bank
balance doesn't bring happiness. Is it realistic to be happy without money? Isn't money also some uplift? Okay. See, it is a big debate. What is more important? The more and more you look at bank balance, now all whatever I'm speaking here today is basis of research. In fact, I'll go back to the share screen and I'll show you from where what this has come from, so that you can take it as additional reading. Lakshmi, please allow me to do that after I finish this question.
Sorry, sir.
That will be the end, because after the questions I'll show the because I have to tell the source.
Sorry for that, sir.
And also my own contact details, that this is not going to end. But definitely, if you continue to look at bank balance, look at money, it's a vicious cycle. You will not get out. You first look at areas how you'll become happy, the bank balance will increase. That's the way research has shown. It is not the other way around. And isn't money also up? No, money does not become hormone. No, other behaviors becomes hormone. Money will come secondary, because once you are happy, once you are engaged, and this you'll understand more when you go into corporate world, that you have to be engaged to be able to earn more money. You have to be engaged in the job to be able to be promoted. So all that will happen. The money happens because of happiness, not that happiness comes because of money. Behavior changes quickly. They feel so disturbed even. So small issues, I said, you let it go off your back. You have to change your behavior, my friend. Who is this? Ampra, somebody. Prasad, sorry,
Prashant.
So
it's Prashant.
Small issues have to allow you to. It should not affect you. It should be like oil on the skin. When the water falls, it bounces off. That's how you have to be. Suma, avoid grudge. I think I've answered this. Backbiting. These are all behaviors. You have to make yourself immune from this. Then only you are going to move forward. Now, comparing is tendency for growth. Then we stop that comparison. How can development be possible? But comparison create more negativity. When see, the very fact that comparison is a bad habit. Stop it. Be sure of yourself. Whatever you are the person who will drive yourself. Nothing else. By comparison, okay. See, today what is the comparison? Somebody this year plus 2, 100 upon 100 is the yardstick now. Now, how do you beat that? Can you become 101? The answer is no. So if everyone in this world will try to become 100, again, it's not going to be practical. Someone will be 100, somebody 95, somebody, and as I see in my days, these numbers were just not coming on the paper. No? Nobody could get 90% on all these things. It's happening today because of the way questions are there. So, but comparison, okay, that guy got 95, I got 90, I think I knew better than him, is where the problem starts. I have shared the example that people can go to the biggest job in India, that's the civil services, by getting 50%. So if he would have stopped thinking about the future by the surroundings, and everybody saying, "Arey, your son is useless fellow, 50%, he keeps loitering around, that's why he got 50," and you get into a depression, you will not become the IAS officer. So you can become what you are, even when you have achieved something lesser, and this is where comparison is going to lower down your tendency for growth. There's so many questions. Is it possible that I share the slide and some of the questions can be sent by email and I can answer them?
Yes. So if you
I think
can
I'll
share
do that. So
your...
I will share the screen. Sorry guys, I think I see a lot, but those questions which I have not answered, please send it on my email and I'll try and answer them as much as possible.
And I'm also getting many messages on my personal window through WhatsApp and over the mail also, stating that the session is really good. They're all able to learn so much and understand, sir. So I just wanted...
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.